Hey everybody, if anybody's here, give me about 1 minute. I'm running late and my dog decided if I don't take her outside right now, she's going to poop in the floor right here in front of me. So I'll be right back, folks. Y'all keep talking to yourself. Yeah, you don't poop in here. Yeah. Hello everybody, I'm coming back to talk to my friends overnight. I'm coming back to talk to my friends overnight. I'm back. Whoever's here. Hey, Scotty. I had to let the dog out. What am I doing? Nothing much. What you doing? Working hard? Yeah, I was on with Jeremy, and I stayed on 2 seconds too long. Then the dog's down here. Gotta go, gotta go. Hey, cruising scene. So I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I didn't even put out my invite yet. Anybody wants to come up? So I know. I'm gonna put it up in there. If anybody wants to come in, there's a link. I was just sitting here. I was gonna talk about my trip. Just gonna talk about anything that came up in conversation. Nothing really, you know. So it's been a good day. I still got the what do you call it? The crud. Not a real bad crud. The travel crud's what I call it. Some people call it the cruise crud, the Disney crud, the I went on vacation crud. So yeah, but I'll have to let the dog in a minute. Nice, very nice. Something I was gonna show you, and I don't eat American candy, but I brought them home. Why did I bring them home? I have no idea. But it's got the Disney ship on it. But you open it up and it's from Dove chocolate. I love, I like Dove chocolate, but it don't like me. So I don't know why I brought them home. I guess so I could throw the chocolate away and keep the wrapper as a souvenir. I don't know. Because I ate one and it was okay. But I also bought candy at another place. This had four in it. They're half golf balls, white chocolate, dark chocolate, and then it had two milk chocolates in it. And this is from I think it's called Gray Cliff. I think that was the name of the place, Gray Cliff in Nassau. Yeah, but this is dark chocolate, and then I bought the white chocolate. But I don't know if I'll go back or not because it wasn't close to the anything, and they didn't have. They had truffles, but they had rum truffles. They had flavored truffles. And I'm not if it ain't vanilla in it or chocolate inside or caramel, I don't want it. So yeah, so that's what I bought. Anybody want to come up? You're welcome to. I got to get the dog in a minute, but I was crocheting over on TikTok for an hour with Jeremy. I'm making another hat by like orange. It's an orange color. Let's see what the name of the color is. Does it say what color it is? It's called soft peach. So, well, but all the truffles they had were kind of like, I don't drink. I'm not a liquor person. Don't give me a lot of drinks, a lot of liquor, a lot of something. I'm not into that. But when most of them had things like that in it, or they had nuts in them, I don't want them. I don't like. I can't have nuts in it. But the only that bad downside for me going over there, it's a price we agreed on from the taxi to get over there and back to the ship. Went out that driver's head. And he said, "No, ma'am, we didn't say $20. We said $40." And I said, "No, we didn't. You said 15 to the ship and 5 to the candy store." He said, "Well, you took too long in the candy store." I just cracked up myself inside, like, ah. But I gave him the money. I didn't want to sit out there and argue with somebody when he's dropping me off. I gave him the money, but I would love to go back. Well, the candy store and the Atlantis, they're about 20 minutes. It was about 15 minutes or more, so it added 15 minutes getting back. But I just thought, when you agree on price, I should have had, dummy me, I should have had my phone out. And I should have been recording it and played it back for him. But I didn't. So, but it was all good. Let me go get my dog in real quick. Then I'll come back and we'll just talk a little bit. You want to come over here and talk to my friends? You want to tell them it was your birthday? You want to tell them, everybody, you had a birthday, Candy? Say hi. I turned 13 on the 5th. Yep. Say I was 13 on September the 5th. So I'm a big girl. I'm a teenager now. Really, I'm an old lady. They say, "Happy birthday, Kenny." Danny says, "Happy birthday." Yeah. So, anyway. Oh. Okay. Sharon can't come up. Scotty's at work. And Danny's a little shy. But that's okay. You can come up, people, without your camera. So, anyway. Now, I know a lot of y'all, like Disney, but Disney, to me, it got me out of my shell. I sat there at Disney World and Epcot. The first night was Epcot, and I went to the fireworks show, and I cried. I literally cried. If y'all have not heard the Disney, I don't know the song right off my head, but the song relates to your family that has gone on before you. Hey, Vanessa. Do what? Who was getting an argument? Anyway, but the songs they play at the fireworks in both parks relate to family, your ancestors that have gone on in your family, and it made me cry because that is something I've wanted to do. When I was a teenager, I was 18 years old. I went to Disney with the church. Last time I ever stepped foot in Disney. And I told my husband, let's go to Disney when Joy can walk. Well, Joy's 42 years old, and as a family, we never got there together. So I said, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm doing things, me, myself, and I, whether anybody's happy with me or against me, it's my business, and I'm going on a trip. And I went to Disney and had a blast. It was fun. I cried at both fireworks. I missed the parade, the afternoon parade at Disney because I was on the wrong side of the darn park, wasn't paying attention, and then I realized it's 3 o'clock. I looked at the thing, and the parade was over already. I said, darn it. But there's always the next time. I'm going again at Christmas, so if there's an afternoon parade, I'll watch it. I did watch the night parade, the one with all the lights. It was fantastic. So, but I had a blast. Oh yeah, I would have cried. My taxi cab driver. Yeah, I could have done something about it, but when they put you out to get on the cruise ship, there is no local police around in that area guarding anything. You see them every once in a while, but not where you want them when you want them. So from here on out, I'm going to try to remember to record my taxi cab driver if I go back anywhere in a foreign country without other people. Only had to pay $7 to get there because they get you a group rate because they get you a big taxi that holds like 8 people, and each person pays $7. So that wasn't too bad. But coming back, I just knew I got a little gypped. Yeah, and you're up very late, Miss Vanessa. I'm glad you're here though. Yeah. But Candy, where'd she go? She was right here. I put her down. She went somewhere. She went hiding. But it was a different from 1978 to today's Disney. But I've seen the Disney fireworks from the YouTubers all the time. But seeing it online versus seeing it in person is different. My thoughts were different. My input was different. How different, it's like your family's gone. Your ancestors, your ancestors are gone. Excuse me. Your ancestors are gone, but you live on. You carry on. You go further. You do what you want. You make your dreams come true. And that's Disney's motto, your dreams can come true. So I had a blast. Someone asked me, did I meet a fella on the thing? Not really. I talked to guys while I was there, how are you? I sat next to this one family on the ship, and Disney had bubble ones. And all these kids had it on Sail Away Party. Well, the bubble wine went right in my eye. The bubble did, and I said, oh, because it's kind of shocking, kind of funny feeling. And the father next to me said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, "Yeah, she don't need to be blowing bubbles when someone's sitting. So he told her to turn them off until after the show. And the little girl, she did, but the daddy, after the show, says, "Can I give you a hug? I'm sorry my little girl did this." And the mother sitting right next to him going crazy. He was drunk. So, and I had a guy, taxi cab driver, to take me to the port. He was a nice man. He's from Spain originally. And I don't know how long he's lived here, but he's never been on a ship at all. He came on a ship to get over here, and that was the last time, but it wasn't a cruise ship. So who knows what kind of ship he came over here on? A smuggled freighter ship? I don't know. But nice people, and had dinner with these two guys and a lady. We were all single. On Disney, they seat you with other people, unless your group is fills the whole table. They seat you with other people. So I was seated with three other people, a lady and two gentlemen. And one of the gentlemen lived in Ohio. He's down to Disney about every 3 months. He comes down to Disney and stays a week. That's what he does. He saves up his days off and uses them for Disney. Drives down to Disney. The other guy was on medical leave. He's security at Disney Springs and Disney, inside Disney, at several places. He couldn't name them all, but anyway. And the lady was just a lady who loved to travel, and this was not her first Disney cruise. So it was fun, different, and I would do it again only if the cruise ship went to places where I could get off and have something fun to do. Now, Nassau was great. Got off the ship, went to Nassau, went to all the places, and and I got all my charms. There's those charms there that you picked up. I got it from the ship, and all the places in Nassau. And then there's one charm on here because I don't know how to put it on my necklace. They didn't have a thing to hook it on there with. And then this was another charm that could go on, but it didn't have a way to put it on the charm bracelet, so I just stuck it on my necklace. And then you got the shell. I stuck it on my necklace. So, but I got off and did all that, and then I went to Atlantis. And if y'all like casinos, this was a very nice casino. I would love to go and stay a week just at the casino, but it's not an all-inclusive. So I'm going to be checking into some all-inclusive places, casinos and places. There is one, it's at Wind Creek. Wind Creek, Wonders of the Wind Creek. Anyway, this company, they have an all-inclusive in Aruba. I may check into that island and see what it would, all your food's free, all your stay is free. Once you pay, everything, it's all free. And then plus you have a casino. I would love it. And it'd be something different to do. Who says we have to cruise all the time? Land cruises is what I call them. That can be some of the best things. Now, anybody interested in going to Paris, to Disney, next summer? If I get a call while we're on here, I'll have to hang up and talk to them. Because next summer, I am going to the Netherlands and to Paris with Park Pass. He's a Disney vlogger. He's He does Disney, Legoland, Universal, uh, Japan, Tokyo, Disney. It's that kind of blogger. And so he's got a group next year, and it's going to be a little over $3,000 just for the trip. But that does not include my airfare. So they're looking into my airfares, how much more that's going to cost. And I'll be with a group of people. And somebody was telling me the other day that I'm glad you're home and safe, but you should have went with somebody. I said, well, I made it there and back. I'm 66. I think I can kind of handle myself. And I don't look 66. I'm short, and you do have to be careful. But I made it back safe, and I'm happy. And I would do it again. I would go and spend a week at the Atlantis Hotel. It's like $200 a night on the low end, but it would be fun. And I'm also looking to go on another cruise. I went on a Wind Creek Casino, not Wind Creek. What's it called? Uh, what's the name of the place? Not Wind Creek. Wyndham. I went on a Wyndham tour. Don't ever go on a Wyndham tour. But I got for $60, I got a free cruise. But I thought it was anywhere that the it's Carnival, Royal, and NCL. I thought it was anywhere that they went. No, it's not anywhere they went. Go. It's Continental USA, and it's probably when I've already filled out the paperwork, and they're going to call me back. They said within 14 days you'll get a call from one of our representatives. When I get that call, I'll know if I can do anything in the Continental USA, or it's got to be their date and their time. I said, well, if it's their date and their time, I'm hoping it's when one of the Helping Hands for Cruises is going to happen, or I'll just have to pick something because I'm not losing. Money don't grow on trees. And if this don't happen right, I'll call my bank and say, hey, they did a song and dance on me, give me my $60 back. So I'll figure out where I want to go with it. They'll get it straightened out, and I can figure out where and my nose inches. Yeah, I've had a little bit of frog in my throat and an itchy nose. No fever, no nothing else, but my nose is itching right now from the travel crud. So, anyway. Vanessa, would you like to come up? I know it'll be dark, but it's okay. Yeah, I got to the airport coming home. Well, I left. Let's start over. Very beginning of my trip, get to the airport, had plenty of time, no problems getting there at all. Had a wonderful seat. Got to Disney, and my room was ready when I got there. Usually, you can't get in your room before 3 o'clock in the afternoon a lot of times. Well, this was 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. And my room was ready, and I was shocked. So I got to my room, unpacked, and then I got on the bus and went to Disney Springs. Had a blast walking around Disney Springs. I bought me a jacket. I thought I had it in here. I was going to show y'all. Bought me a hoodie jacket because I bought me the annual pass, and you save 20%. So it was $59.99, and people saying that's high. Well, you go to Old Navy or any department store now, and to get an Old Navy jacket, They start at $59.99. So I didn't think that was bad at all. Yeah, I looked around and um, got cookies at one of the stores, and only two out of the four cookies was what I liked. The other two were so so. So I don't know what to get next time. I don't know what cookie not to get. The best one was a chocolate chip sea salt cookie. So I'll get that again next time. But I won't get four because, or either I'll get two of the sea salt chocolate chip cookie. They were pretty good cookies. But for dinner, I went to 1900 restaurant at the Floridian. And that is a character meet of all the princesses. So I got to meet uh, Snow White, Belle, was it Pocahontas? No, what's her name? Tiana. I want to say Pocahontas, but she's not a prince. I don't know. Anyway, I met four. Had a great time dinner there. It was so good. And I carried out a couple of cookies from that place, and I ate one of them, and the other one I did. I ended up throwing it away because I got so full, and I was getting ready to go on the. It was a good cookie, but I just couldn't eat it. I ate a bite of it, and I said I've had enough. So I didn't want to keep it and take it on the cruise ship with me because I knew I'd get other stuff. So it was good. And then the cruise. Oh, another thing, when you go solo or not solo, and you're going to the parks and you're saying, I can't walk. Well, the first day I went to Epcot, I walked about 4 hours and my feet were I was so exhausted. I said, I should have took my friend's advice and rented a buggy, rented a handicap cart. So when I ended up doing is I just kept walking, and they would say, "Just another that way, and you'll find the handicap carts." So when I got there, I rented the handicap cart the rest of the day because I was going to be there from opening to closing. I rented the handicap cart, and it broke down 3 times on me, 4 times, no, 3 times. And the last time it broke down, the first 2 times it broke down, Disney employees would go behind the scooter and do something and it would start up again. Well, the third time it broke down, the lady says, I got it started, but let me call and get you another scooter. She said, 3 strikes and you're out. I was in line to get ice cream. And so she said, can you walk? I said, yeah, I can walk. So she said, if you don't mind getting off and we'll get you out of line. So she pulled me out of line and said, and wait on your scooter until they come for you and get you another one. And she said, did you get your ice cream? Have you eaten it yet? I said, no, I didn't get an ice cream. I was going to get a Coke float. She said, do you still want a Coke float? I said, yes, ma'am. I was going to give her my money. She said, no, ma'am, I don't need your money. I said, you don't? She said, I'll be right back. She came back and said, Mickey bought you an ice cream. So Mickey bought my Coke float. So I was so proud. But it took them an hour to get me a new scooter. So I complained at the end of the day, and I got my money back. So I used that $85 the next day to rent another scooter at Disney World. And I had no problem with that scooter, nothing all day long. So for $85, I got a scooter for 2 days. But also when you're on the scooters and you're going to ride a ride, if you can't take it in, some of the rides let you ride your scooter in and out of the line, zigzag in the line till you get where you're going. and some of them you don't. And if you can't, it you know, if you can walk it, they'll help you get in there. But what I'm getting at is, I ended up with one, two, four. It's either four or five. I want to say it was four. It might have been five free lightning lanes. I did not have to pay to get on the rides. Those lightning lanes are over $26 a piece. You didn't have to pay anything. I was riding one of the rides, talking to the lady. She said she helped me get up to the through the lightning lane. She said no problem. And she said, when I came out, she said, "How did you like the ride?" I said it was wonderful. She said, "Do you still want to ride Peter Pan?" I said, "Yes, but it's 55-minute wait." She said, "Not for you, darling." She took me right into the express line, lightning lane line, and I was only in line 5 minutes. There are Disney teaches their employees to be so nice. I didn't have one bad person in Disney. At Disney or at Epcot. Now the only thing at Epcot I didn't like, and at Disney, was the food. Some of the food was not what I could eat. It was had either onions or some kind of nut in it. I can't eat nuts. I can't eat onions. I can't eat garlic, and it had all that kind of stuff in it. So, and they would call the manager over of that section of the food section, and they would tell me what I couldn't and couldn't eat. Other than that, it was pretty good time, and that's the same way it was on the ship. They had my allergies already listed, and I said, next time I'm not going to list any allergies. I'm just going to take my chances. If I see a seed on something, or I'll ask them if they can leave it off. Hey, well, I'm stressed out, but I'm not going to tell them my whole allergy thing, because you're limited on what you can eat. Now, one thing I will say, I got corn dogs at Disney World. They were awful. I ate them, but I'm not buying them again. They made me sick. So you just got to be careful. And a thing on the cruise, they handed me the gluten-free menu. I'm not gluten-free. I'm diverticulitis. So this is on any cruise ship. Happened on the Breeze. They have I'm lost my train of thought now. Anyway, an allergy list of foods you can eat, and I'm not gluten. They handed me the gluten menu. So next time I'm just going to take my chances, because I wanted this cake they were all eating. Oh, ma'am, it was in a factory that had nuts. Cross contamination doesn't bother me. It's eating the product itself. So just learn your lesson. If you're gluten free and you want to take your chances, go right ahead. Like me, for gluten free, for my friends, it's mainly the bread. A lot of the breads and the pastas. Other than that, a little bit of milk in here and a little bit of butter in here, not going to hurt them. But you just have to watch it. Just tell them, hey, can you leave out so and so? Don't tell them just tell them you don't like it or something. I don't know. But I will be cruising again in the next year, but who knows when and where. I'm waiting on the Wyndham to get back with me. And I'm hoping that the Wyndham Club, I can choose anything I want. If I can choose anything I want, I'm going to choose one of the most expensive cruises there is, within reason, because I still have to pay the port fees and the taxes, and I had to pay my a deposit, down on a deposit, or however you say it, and I paid that, and I'll get that back. I guess after the cruise, before the cruise, I don't know, but I said you get your deposit back, so I'm just hoping I can choose the cruise that I want and not what they want. Because I'm sure it won't be one of those last minute things where, oh, you have to go in a month from now. I can't just take off because I got a dog, and I don't want to leave her. Like I left her this month, September, October. I'm going to go off back to Disney to see my daughter, who lives in Florida. We're going to meet around Disney in December. So I really don't want to leave her again until December. But if I have to, I have to. But I've got a year to use the cruise, to take a cruise. So I'm kind of 95% sure that they're not going to say, hey, you have to take it next month. I don't know. So, anyway. But it was fun. I'll do it again. I also, like I said, I want to check into other land cruises, casinos, and things. It was fun going to the Atlantic Casino and winning money. I was kind of shocked. It was one of the machines that I don't know what it. Can't remember the name of it, but had big 3 pots, and the pots busted open. Then the coins filled it up. It also had letters that spelled out the minor, major, and mini. And when those letters got filled, it spelled, when it spelled minor, you want it, or it spelled mini, you want it, or it spelled major, you want it. So I can't wait. I can't wait for more fun to come. No, September the 13th will be 3 years since my husband passed away, and I'm finally getting to feel like I can have. I had fun, on my first cruise and my first trip to Germany, but the whole time I'm inside, nobody knew I was just crying inside because my husband wasn't there. This time I wasn't crying. This time I did cry a little bit at Disney, but after those 2 shows, I got on that Disney Wish ship, and it was like day and night. It was like he's gone. I can start my life over again. If a guy on that cruise comes up to me and he's good looking, handsome, got money, I say hello. you know. But there were single guys and women on that cruise, but a lot of them were younger. And there were some older guys that were single on the cruise, but they were with their families. And don't know if they had a wife or not, because I noticed a lot of men don't wear wedding bands. I don't know if they just don't like it or don't wear it. So, but it was fun, and I would do it again. Anybody got any questions or want to ask me something? Go right ahead. Yeah, I'm beginning to where I can really feel like, yes, my husband in spirit may be with me, and I can have fun, and I can I can say it's my turn. You may come along, but if I find another man, get lost. It's a joke. I can finally live for myself, I think. Yeah, I'm getting over. I can say I'm 99% over. Not over. I'm healing. 99%. You know, if there's a guy that comes along and wants to be friends, I'm willing to start looking. I'm willing. Now I get messages all the time from guys and girls on TikTok because that's just the way TikTok is. And there's only a couple of them that I really reply back to. Foxy Roxy. That was my nickname for a little bit when I was a teenager. Yeah. Kind of neat that you figured that out or you just did it. But, I'm healing. I'm getting over it. And on the 13th, I want to take myself out. Last year on the 13th, I ordered in food and they got the order wrong. And I was so PO'd. So this year, I think I'm going to get out before dark because I don't drive at night. Get out and go to maybe one of the restaurants I like, or either find something new that's not far from the. I have a restaurant. If anybody lives in Georgia, it's called Pasta Bella's. They were on the Food Network. They've got several restaurants, but Pasta Bella's has the best cake in the world. Chocolate suicide. Oh, that's the best cake. So, yeah, I may do that. May go to Pasta Bella's, or I may just take myself to the mall because we've got some new stores in the mall that I went before my cruise, and I was with my nephew, and we really didn't have a lot of time in there. But I said I'd like to go back just to look because there's a $10 store in there with clothing in it. I don't know if it's last year's stock, this year's stock, but they had some cute things in there. We just didn't have time because he was in a rush. He went in there after a hat, and we did a little bit of shopping, but he had to get back to North Carolina. So, and my Candy's down here crying. What? I'm talking to my friend. You want to come talk again? All right, there. Tell them all. Tell them all about mommy. Tell them all about mommy. You want to tell them about mommy? Mommy's not got anything to eat. I'm not. You're not getting any chocolate. She sees a chocolate wrapper. Yeah. Say hey, everybody. I want my mommy's chocolate candy. And she says, I'm chocolate dog, and chocolate dogs can I have candy? But my name is Candy. Say, my name is Candy Kisses. And just because I'm named after candy, mommy says I can't have it. Yeah, you can't have candy, but you can have your name. Yeah. So, but I put the link in the room if anybody wants to come up. Yeah, she's my girl. So I turned 13 on the 5th. So I'm a teenager now. You're an old lady. Yeah, you're an old lady. Go sit down in your chair. Go sit down on your blanket. Because I just took her out 45 minutes ago, so she shouldn't need to go out. She's like a kid. You get on the phone or the computer, and they start acting out. They want their attention. Um, yeah, coming back, I got to the airport real early because I wasn't sure how long it would take me to get off the ship and how far the cruise port was from the Orlando port, from Orlando airport to the cruise port. And so I know next time to make an earlier flight. But I had 6 hours to wait around the airport. Let's see, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I had a little over 7 hours to wait around the airport. And so when I got there, I asked them, uh, is, I got to the airport early. Is there any way I can get on an earlier flight back to Atlanta? She does the numbers and looks. She says, "You're on the best flight." I said, "Yeah, but it doesn't leave at 6 something. There's an earlier flight." She said, "Yeah, we have an earlier flight, but there's a layover in Louisiana." And I said, "Will it get me into Atlanta earlier?" She said, "No, ma'am, it get you to Atlanta the same time." She said, "Why go over there and wait at Louisiana airport when you can wait right here?" So they didn't have anything else, so I just waited there. Got to go into the lounge they had, but it cost me $55. I thought the airlines had a free thing, but evidently they did not. And so, but I paid it. I ate my money's worth. Even I always carry a Ziploc sandwich bag or two with me. And it was sandwiches and soup, salad that day. So I ate a sandwich there and chips and some little, what were they? Little cracker like things with dip. Ate some of those. And then I carried out a sandwich in my Ziploc bag. And because that was about 3 o'clock when I ate that. And then my plane didn't leave till 6:40. Boarded at 5:40. So I ate the other sandwich on the plane home. So I really more than I wanted to spend, but I think I got my $55 worth because I also got two ginger ales for free and all the ice water I wanted. So that wasn't a bad. It was not a great deal, but it wasn't either. But if I had AARP, I could have went in there for 20 something dollars. But I don't. I'm not AARP member. So, but it was something different to do for me, and I had a good time. So I will do it again. Yeah, and I've been crocheting this peach color hat. I left the crochet, so what were your bet? What was I betting on my big when I won that money? I can't remember if I was a penny or I think I was on 2 cents and 2 pennies. I was doing max bet on 2 pennies, which I think was like 88 cents, maybe. No, might have been $1, but it was 2 penny. I was on 2 cents down, and so and then I looked up later how much percentage that I was looking up the percentage payout for that, and the percentage payout for the Atlantis is 85 to 95% payout on slot machines. on the table slots, on the table, it was a 95% payout. At least that's what Google said it was. So I said, I wouldn't mind. No, I didn't. It wasn't hand pay. I don't know what them now in the U.S. A hand pay is what, 2,199, 1,099. If I'm not mistaken. So if you get a hand pay, yes, it's you have to pay tax on it. If I had one, I won $20, and then I won that big amount, but it wasn't a hand pay. But if I had one again, that same amount, as long as it's not a hand pay, you don't have to pay any taxes on it because of separate transactions. Now, I've been watching Mr. Handpay, and I got to catch up on some of his videos. If I don't watch the whole thing through, I'll at least go over there and comment, because I want to be one of those people that he's going to draw. I want to go to his casino. So I hope Cruises and you're making comments on his too. So if we both get picked, we'll have fun at Park. What is it, Park View? Something. But like I commented earlier this morning on one from yesterday, and I got to go back. There's probably 4 or 5 more I need to go back and make any kind of comment on, and I leave more than one comment because I said every comment is an entry. And so one day I was looking at all his comments, and I didn't see very many people leaving more than one comment. I leave 2 or 3 comments sometimes. So, but I wish I could remember the name of the game I was playing. I just walked past it. Yeah, Foxwood. When are you going to go see your family? And you got to be playing low bets for him to pick you to be on his show. And you can't ask for it either. Because somebody was kind of asking on one of his videos, and he kind of explained to them that you ask, you don't get it. Yeah, Foxwood is where. Yeah. He had a video out about a month ago or less that he was in Las Vegas, and he says he don't really like Las Vegas. But the person he was with, I think was his brother. I don't remember. But I want to do some, like I said, land cruises. I want to do some U.S. places where I'm going gambling. Staying a weekend or staying 3 or 4 days at a casino area with a nice hotel. Lake Tahoe. I watch a couple, their brother and sister and their mother, and every summer, and they around July, end of July somewhere, might have been, I forget when it was. Right in July it was. They go to Lake Tahoe and they go gambling, and then they drive out there because they live out in California. But they drove out, and then they go to the lake, and they spend the day at the lake, and then that night they have their live video at the casino. And I said I wouldn't mind doing something like not just Las Vegas. I've been to Las Vegas. It's fine, but I would like a place that's a little more quiet. I wish I could get free rooms. Now I go to Wind Creek. Took myself there in July down to Wind Creek in Alabama. 2.5 hour drive, easy to get to, so I'll drive it again. But you can win rooms there, but you have to pay a lot of money. It's not like some of the other places. Like you go and show up and you plan, and after you've been there so long, they start giving you stuff. This is a little bit different. It's based on how much money you put in their machine is what you get. So, but I would like to go to the Wind Creek in Aruba. It's in an all inclusive place. It's Curacao, I think. It's on the back of my shirt. Let me turn. Maybe y'all can see it. I don't know if you can or not. The name of it. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. But that's the name of the place I want to go. I got this shirt when I was at the casino free. They were giving them out that night. I've got 2 of them. They gave them out, and dummy me lost mine. And I went up. We don't have any more, man. But she said, "I'm gonna tell you a secret." She said, 2 hours from now, you're gonna be finding these shirts all over the casino floor because people walk off and forget them. I found 2 sitting on a chair. And this is after the draw pulls and everything. People start leaving or going back to their room, and they just forget their. So I ended up with a shirt after all. And they do it every Friday night. They have draw pulls from if you played there all day, or even once. As long as you're there that night and your name is called, you may get to win thousands of dollars. And they give away T-shirts every Friday night. First come, first serve. When they're gone, they're gone. So, yeah. I know. I would love to come out there and me and you could have a room. We leave Gary at home. Yeah. If I come out to go to on another cruise, but I'm gonna have to wait and see what this Wyndham Club cruise gives me. If I get something, I'll pull out the paperwork. This is not the right paper. This is not the right one, but it's one of theirs. I've got one somewhere that says, might be this one. No. Let me find it. There's one that says 7 nights on it. This is what, all right, I can do up to a 7-night cruise because I chose 7. I didn't want 5 or 3. And I can take it on Carnival, Royal, or Norwegian. NCL. This is the cruises I can take. Ships. But I've got the other piece of paper, I don't know where it is, it says 7 nights. And I want the 7 nights, or it ain't worth my time. But I thought it could be anywhere. I don't get weekends through only Monday through Thursday. Well, I don't care. But on this paper here, it says there's only 9 ports, and there's 3 cruise destination and 9 ports to choose from. I was hoping it would be anywhere. And I said I could go to Australia, and just pay for my airfare, but it's not. It's continental USA. So I don't even think I could use it to go to Hawaii. So I'll have to figure that out. I've already filled out the online stuff. When they call me back, I can decide where I'm going because I'm not losing money. In the long run, I'm paying money, but I'm still going to, they claim it's still going to be cheaper than what you'd have to pay. But I got an offer today from uh, the half price if I take some on the second, third, and fourth person. And I said, that's nothing new. That wasn't really a deal because I'm not going with 3 or 4 people. Unless a bunch of y'all want to get together and go on a Disney cruise. And we make sure it goes to Nassau. Because I want to go back to that was a gorgeous hotel. I didn't go see the water park. And you can't, unless you're staying there, you can't go and look at all the other stuff unless you buy a day pass. They had a little booth connected to the hotel before you got in. Tickets to go see the aquarium and the water slides and all that stuff. But I didn't go there for that. I went there for the casino part. But it was a nice, beautiful casino. Yeah. And I ate lunch at one of the restaurants downstairs, and the food wasn't that great. I got a chicken sandwich, and I asked her, did they make it there or does it come in frozen? She said, no, we batter in egg and flour. I said, okay, I can have that. But that batter on that chicken was so thick and the chicken was so thin, and whatever, I think it had to been processed, what I call processed chicken that's been frozen, and got the gluten on it, got the salt, extra salt and stuff on it. That's what it was. I can't have that kind of chicken. Oh, yeah. Also, if I go to Disney, I think I would take my. You can take food into Disney, so I think I would take me a little cooler in and take my own sandwich. Unless I'm going to book one of the sit down restaurants, all the fast food stuff, it's okay at Disney, but I think I'd rather maybe next time book one of the sit down restaurants at Disney or Epcot. I'm going to do a little more research the next time I go, which I'll be going to see my daughter in December. We've already we're already making family plans to go. We've already got our tickets. So, but it's going to be a fun year for me. It already has been. My wish board is coming true. Things are happening the way I want. So, anyway, all right, it's been an hour. I got to get off because I think at 5 o'clock Coker comes on, or 5:30, and it's already into the next person's slot time. Did not know it. So, if y'all want to call me on Messenger and talk, I'm available. I'll be around. And my electricity work is going to start again this week. I don't know what day. So he said he would call me. He'd call me in the next couple of days. So, and we'll get that finished. So, y'all have a blessed day now. We're going to see y'all in the next adventures with Roxanne. Bye.